It's literally the most infuriating thing in my entire life.
Is this a fire code compliant door? Like in the case of a fire?
Now can you do the same thing just now? Press it with your leg.
Hello, namaste. Welcome to the Zarna Garg family podcast where all 5 Gargs are in the house. We are shooting an emergency episode on the back of an event that just happened and we want to get into it while our feelings are new and raw. I was locked in the bathroom at the Hermès store in Berlin for over an hour, almost an hour and a half, and they refused to break the door, and they were doing everything except being helpful. And when the door was finally opened by the fire department, not by anybody in the store, there was not a word of apology. They were rude. They slammed the door shut in our face. Forget saying sorry or being understanding. They almost acted like we committed a crime. So this episode is being filmed. Why do we let these companies get away with this? This is not new. Hermès acting badly is not a new thing, but we buy into the allure of it. I mean, I know that my video is going to add to the lore of Hermès. People are going to be like, oh, they're so cool that they don't even care. Why do we keep going back to these things? What is the psychology of these expensive brands treating people badly, and we just keep going back for more and more?
Is this a fire code compliant door? Like in the case of a fire?
Now can you do the same thing just now? Press it with your leg.
I've been locked in the bathroom at the Hermès store in Berlin for about 20 minutes. Sliding door just won't open. It is very funny that a place that is so persnickety about perfection, this is happening there, but
Don't mind.
And also come with your mom, but a little bit open.
No one told. That's
No
why.
one-
I promise. No one told
I know.
us. Thank you for trying.
They explained it to us because it happened a few weeks ago, the same. Some things happen.
Like now we can play a game. How many towels are in this towel? Look at the density. 1 towel. 15 towels and we have no winners because my team cannot do math. Now we make a little origami tower.
Oh my god.
Hier ist Fahrt.
Is breaking the door an option?
For us, no.
Can we please break down this door? We're happy to pay for it at this point.
We have to check if it's not gonna damage at all.
What do you mean?
The door.
So the only reason we haven't broken down this door is because you want to protect the door?
Yes, a little bit.
We are making a little village of paper towels.
Wait, I have a peace offering.
Ooh, Mom, we'll add a flower to this side of the village.
This is the Great Wall of Berlin.
That's what I was gonna say. So can we please break the door down? Like it's been over an hour.
They will do it. That's all.
What are they saying?
What did they
ma'am?
say? What did they
Let us do our job. Okay, could you do at the end of the door, put your
The
foot
bottom?
and
No.
press it?
Oh my god.
Let's victory moment, guys.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Thank you so much.
Thank God there was no fire. Thank God. Like, we would have just taken it out.
No apology?
What did he say? He said stay?
No, he's not saying anything to us. They're talking to each other.
Oh. So that's it? We're gonna go?
Water upstairs. This is something for you.
What is this?
Something for you. Just
No, we're
No.
good.
No.
For
This
an
is-
hour of being locked, I don't need a bottle of champagne. I'm good. I'm sorry.
It's a new door, the door is broken, yeah?
Nobody told us that. You think we wanted to get locked and that not one person said the door was broken?
It's literally the most infuriating thing in my entire life. Like, it is so infuriating because I don't get it. I remember one time you maybe go to a different designer store, but along the same like sibling of Hermès or something in New York City. And I walked in, I wasn't dressed fancy. I wasn't dressed as nicely as somebody who probably goes to the store would be. And they treated me like shit. Like they literally wouldn't talk to me. They wouldn't look at me. Everyone kept like giving me weird looks. I was going up the stairs to pick something up for my mom. And I remember just being like, this is the worst experience I've ever been in. I don't get it. Like, I don't get why it's considered so auriful or they gain so many points for being such douchebags. Like, they're so mean.
It's part of the brand. It really is.
But
Okay,
Zarna,
but
can I
what
ask you a question? Do you
Yeah.
think this could be a Berlin versus New York? I can't imagine this.
No, it happens
on
in New
in New
York.
York.
It happens, I think,
My
all over
experience
the
I'm talking
world.
about is in New York.
But I also want to just add gravity to what happened because I was actually there. And it wasn't just a one-off, oh my gosh, Hermès was rude to Zarna. It was actually the worst treatment I've ever seen in person of a person that I care about. Being no exaggeration. We started the whole experience extremely carefree. Like when she was initially locked in, me and our producing team we were making jokes. We were like, oh, it'll be so funny for us to write a newsletter about how satirical it is that mom was locked in the Hermès bathroom of all places. We were playing games. And then
we were trying to keep it light.
We were trying to like,
it happens.
Yes.
Let's not get carried away. It's fine.
we had a lot of faith in the management team there that they were going to help us figure it out. And 30 minutes went by and none of us saw any momentum. We were going around. Our producer was asking, I feel like no one's actually called for the firefighter. They're still working on the wrench situation. The other manager hadn't spoken to us. And more importantly, had not spoken to Zarna, our mom, in the room. Usually when you're in an emergency situation, which this was an emergency situation, the person who is responsible says, hey, we know you're in this situation. This is the step we're taking. This is the other step we're taking. She can't visibly see us. There's a barrier. All she can hear is scuffling in the background and me and our team basically screaming ahead, are you okay? We're doing okay, texting her. So we were starting to record almost as a defense mechanism of like, what's going on? So I go back, I'm like, has the firefighter been called? All of a sudden, 45 minutes in, they decided that it was time to call the firefighter, which was ridiculous. Then the firefighter comes, it takes 20 minutes for them to start to resolve the situation. I keep asking, why can't we break down this door? It's been over an hour. We're here for a work trip. This is the 1 hour that my mom is supposed to be resting. And he's saying, we want to protect the integrity of the door. Let it be known that this door was already a disaster. This door was already broken. There ridges,
Zarna.
we saw that.
Yeah.
Can I ask you to describe the enclosed space that you were locked in? Because you're so
I mean, it was a
claustrophobic.
bathroom. There was no windows. So it's like, it was a, clean-ish bathroom. So it was not a bad bathroom. But the door that they're talking about, just so you know, was like a cheap piece of plywood. Like, hello, Hermès. The door it was not some like 18th century Ming Dynasty recreation of an antique piece of anything. It was like a flimsy piece of plywood. They could have broken it. I would have been out in 2 minutes. We could have replaced that door. Somebody could have replaced it. It was, and the lady who was showing us the bag, this lady who wanted to show us a bag, she had a bag to show us, said, have you checked out our upstairs? It's brand new. It's fully remodeled. You should go check it out. We have ready to wear. And I've bought a lot of Hermès ready to wear. And I was like, okay, let's go check it out. And I said to myself, let me use the bathroom before we sit down and look at the bags, because that's a bigger decision and I wanted to be at peace. So the bathroom was a small, tiny enclosed bathroom. It was, there's no windows. And I couldn't tell. All I could hear is people pushing and pulling the door.
What were the sounds like? Because they were taking different pieces of metal, like ginormous pieces of metal and wrenches and wood to try and break this. So imagine Bridge and Veer and Dad, you're in a tiny room. You have no idea what's going on. You have a blindfold on, okay? And all you can hear is whamming at your door. Can you imagine how terrifying that
and
is?
then they're like, then the woman
Did
comes
they
up.
say this has happened before?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They said this has happened before. And
even then, they should have just, someone said in the Instagram comment section, they should have at least had a sign that says, this door is not working, this bathroom is out of order. Even if they had just been like, you know what, our bathroom's out of order, sorry, you might have to go somewhere else. At least do that. I mean, the worst
But
thing you
that's
can do
not
is keep it in
aesthetic.
order.
yeah, I'm sure they're like, oh,
That's
the
not
sign's
aesthetic.
gonna
Oh my
make
God.
this
Did they
cheap
say
door
that,
look
Zoe?
bad.
That's not aesthetic.
But that's the only explanation, because why was there not if this door was so dangerous that going to the bathroom in a designer store...
And they knew about it. So it has
but then,
precedence.
Shalab, the funny thing she said was, the one lady who got nervous, who works at Hermès, said, I told you not to close the door. First of all, no one told us.
No one told
like,
us.
how do you use a bathroom without closing the door?
Actually, when I was watching the tapes, the first thing they said was, we know we didn't tell you. And then at the very end, they said, we told you. So I think they realized, oh my God, we messed up. We can't make it look like this because you started recording. And they just changed the entire story. I was like, insane.
On my side, on the bathroom side, I was really concerned that nobody was doing anything for a while because it was just silent. Then it was just loud thudding and banging. So I was concerned that there was a big saw or something that was going to blow the door open inside. And I was going to get hurt just by standing. It's a small bathroom. It wasn't very far to go. Then the woman said, can you go and kick the door? Then within 5 seconds, she goes, back off from the door. So I kicked the door. I backed off from the door. I was like losing my mind. I'm like, what is the last thing she said? Is she expecting me to stand there, not stand there? And then the alarms kept going off. The alarms kept going off and stopping, going off and stopping.
And no one explained to you why that alarm was going off.
I actually don't know why the alarm was
It was this other automatic door that's meant to protect the Kellys.
Well, protect the
Kellys.
So it was very, very stressful, but I was also with my kids and my team that are all young people. So
me and my brother were not there.
But my producer and our head of content. Here's the thing. When you're running a young team, you don't have the luxury to crash out every 5 minutes because they're looking to you to stay stable. So I knew that when every time they asked, are you okay? My people, not their people. If I was like, oh my God, I'm scared, they would start crying. They would be like, oh my God. So it was,
I would have cried.
Even in that situation,
I think I already did cry.
Very mindful that we all need to be calm to get out of this. Like everybody stay calm. We're going to get out of this. We really didn't think we were going to be doing this.
No.
I was like, it happens. My mindset for 90% of it was, life happens, it happens, we'll make funny videos about it and we'll move on. We'll be like, we played this game, we played that game, be like, oh my God, even Hermès has problems. We were going to make a satire video until it took this dark turn in the last 5 minutes.
If you're treating you like this, I wonder how they treat their everyday guests. I mean,
And they knew. So
knew,
the salesperson at one point, I think, started to realize that we were recording and we were getting distressed. Me, the producing team, we were starting to get worried. And so I saw, went to the manager and said, this is Zarna Garg. She's a celebrity, she's on her tour. And the guy scoffed as if that was extremely unimportant.
Yeah.
She actually did try to warn this man. I saw it with my
German
eyes.
people, they are great at engineering. That is the worst part in all of it. They make the best engineering
The
products.
issue is that European people have no heart.
Wow.
No,
That's a
I wouldn't generalize like that, Veer. Come on, that's not true. In Geneva,
Here he comes.
But Mom, I have to
don't you
ask you,
remember in
because
Geneva how many people came over? There was this handicapped person and she waited.
Actually, to be fair,
But they didn't help the handicapped lady. Shut up, to be fair.
They did
you
not help
weren't
the
there.
handicapped lady.
They
You're
did
right.
not help her.
Our
It was
producer
our
helped her.
producer
Yeah,
who
that was not-
literally lifted this handicapped woman.
Wait, explain what happened.
Wheelchair.
No one's gonna
There was a
understand.
handicapped lady who had bought tickets, a differently able lady who had bought tickets. She was a wheelchair and could not get up, had bought tickets to our show in Geneva, and no one at the venue would help her.
Yeah.
Like, she had bought a ticket for her accommodation, an ADA ticket, and no one wanted to help her. Our teeny producer, who's not even 5 feet tall, I don't know, she lies, she's 5'1", and she went up and picked up this woman and her chair and helped her come down all the
But
way
more
through the
importantly,
stairs.
in the venue, there was no inbuilt
There was nothing.
way to. There was nothing to accommodate a handicapped person.
And today there was nothing. The firefighters came and we asked them, I was like, is this door fire code compliant? And they're like, no.
Well, no, the crazier part was me directly asking him also, is the only reason we haven't broken this door because you guys want to protect the door? And him saying, well, yeah. And I was so shocked. The door was broken. The wedges were broken. The entire situation was a mess. And really what was striking about the situation was our exit. Because up until this point, when she was released, we were also relieved, but then we were leaving. And then do you want to describe?
No, when the door finally opened, I assumed somebody is going to say, sit down for a minute. No one spoke to us, not a word. No one said anything. The managers were gone. The security guy was gone. Everybody just kind of just vanished. So we're like kind of like, okay, I guess
because
we
they
leave
didn't
now.
want the liability. They were scared. They were concerned that
But
the legal
Shalabh,
liability.
I mean, there has to be some humanity. Like even if they're not going to accept that door or whatever, but not even like, are you okay? Not even that.
I mean, could you imagine if this happened at one of our shows? Like, we would have made sure that fan or customer is taken so care of. They might have gotten free Zarna Garg tickets for life.
Yeah.
I mean, if something goes wrong, and things go wrong, which is why we try to cut slack. We were not planning on making a video and making a podcast. None of that was planned. We were going to make a fun video.
We were
on
gonna make
things
a
to
fun
do when
video.
you get locked in the bathroom.
Because
We
it was
started playing
hilarious.
Games.
Yeah.
When you started doing the towel and then you guys made a colony with the plant.
No, that was her
so
idea.
funny.
I made a little origami colony while I was sitting there and waiting. I was like, let's make this a teaching moment and let's do this and let's do that. But the absolute disregard for our stress and for our situation at the end is what has prompted us to make this episode, to make this video, and Bridge, before you even say it, to make me pledge that I will never shop in that store again. And nor do I recommend. I
By the
don't
way,
think
their
this is a
biggest
race thing,
customer
to be
base
clear.
is Chinese and Indians. Not their biggest customer base.
Their biggest
ethnically
customer
today
base is rich Chinese
Indians
people,
and Chinese,
Indian people,
right?
Asian people. And it's like, to be clear, I don't think this was a race thing. This is their brand and we know it. I know it.
So then why do you keep going back? Like, I don't understand
Bridge,
it.
I agree with you. This is an issue that we all think it's cool. I thought it was cool. I mean, just LeBron James's wife was in the news 2 weeks ago.
At the same store?
At the same store, the Hermès store in Paris, where they didn't
What
honor
did
an
she say?
appointment.
What was she news about?
She had a shopping appointment and they wouldn't let her in.
Oh my God.
Wait,
They
Dad.
canceled their appointment.
Okay,
And not just that, wait, hold on, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. Mom told me that in 2005, Oprah Winfrey got canceled at the store.
I mean, every day people
Like,
get
it's
canceled.
insane.
And we just were like, oh, wow. Like, Hermès is so cool. It doesn't need Oprah. It doesn't need LeBron. I just
The
think...
only way the store and the brand will pay is if the demand goes down. It's
Yeah.
like cocaine, right? The reason drug dealers can keep selling cocaine into America is because of the demand side, not because of the supply side.
Well, Dad, the other thing that I thought was shocking, which I think you might also agree, but I'm curious, is on our exit, I really, in my naivete, thought they were going to roll out the red carpet. I thought she was going to get a Kelly bag. I'm not joking. I told both of our producers, I was like, there's no way she leaves without a free bag. They clumsily handed her on her way out without making eye contact, without even saying sorry, without even glancing in her direction. They just threw into her hands this random bag and she said, "What's this?" And it was a cheap bottle of champagne that she obviously did not accept.
But Zoya, I got to tell you something. And I do know your mother a little longer than you guys know your mother. She would not have accepted it.
No, of course she wouldn't. No, because from a liability standpoint, an illegal standpoint, you wouldn't have accepted it.
No. Forget about legal and liability. She would have
yeah.
literally taken the Kelly bag, thrown it back on their faces, and left.
Yeah. No, I like that.
What they needed to do is say sorry at the very least.
I think that she would have been
that like we
nicer
did
about. Had they
not
been
mean for this
warm
to
and-
happen. Are you okay? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I get it. You're cool. You're beyond cool. You're so super chic. But are you not human?
But this whole trend of being super cool for everybody else and being
Yeah,
disrespectful
yeah.
to people is
Yeah.
a new modern thing in society, and it's taking over. Veer, do you want to talk about Playboy Cardi?
Yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, there's this artist, rapper named Playboy Cardi. I'm sure that our whole audience would really dislike him because that's he appeals to like kids my age, even some adults are really in love with him. But it's this guy, his whole ideals on how to market himself and how to make music is to literally treat his audience as if they're non-human. So for his last album, he waited like 6 years to drop, teasing it every day, changing names, and he wears like black face paint and he has black, you can't even, when he does concert, Mom, when you do a show, you give people the full experience. We have so many different parts of our show that would make it interactive, make it more fun. At his shows, he doesn't even do lyrics. He just,
What?
He holds the microphone. He doesn't walk on stage. He has his this stage design is literally like scaffolding.
What?
Wait, explain the lateness.
What do you mean?
Like concert, when he go, like how long does it take for him to get on?
Oh,
wait,
he
so let me
doesn't-
set this up, hold on. So when we do shows, if for anyone who's been or anyone who's going, we try to start the show as soon as possible to when we say it should start.
Within 10 minutes of showtime,
It is starting.
we are on.
And
That's
the show
max.
runs like a
Usually
ship.
it's 5 to 7
Yeah.
minutes just to make sure everybody is seated. And we run a very, very tight ship. We know our audience is very busy
Yeah,
people.
We're very, so as you can tell, we're very big on customer focus. But this new trend that this guy Playboy Cardi that we're bringing up because he's such a big role model for other rappers, other performers right now, because he's selling out massive arenas. He will come on stage. I went to his concert, okay? And I was super excited. Me and my friends are excited. The show started at 7 p.m. We get there like 6:30, we want to be in the front, whatever. We hit 7 p.m. We figure he's going to take 5-10 minutes like we usually do just because, you know, people need to get seated. We need to make sure everyone's comfortable. It gets to 7:10. He's not out yet. 7:20 comes. He's not out yet. 7:50 comes. We see the projector.
7:50?
7:50 p.m.
Oh my God, I would
we
lose
see the
my mind.
projector.
I would
Show's
lose
starting soon. 8:10
Oh my
p.m.
God, no.
Show is starting soon. 8:30 p.m. I swear to God, you can search it up. Rolling Loud, New York City, Playboy Cardi. I'm not lying. This is not exaggerative. 8:30 p.m. Finally, the lights turn off, smoke comes out, and he comes out.
Wow.
Hour and a half late. But you know what's crazy? We all keep coming back.
Yeah, we all do.
We all
And
keep
you
coming
did
back.
love the
By the way,
concert.
And I did
Zarna,
love the concert.
I was just
And we
thinking
all come
about
back.
It's a thing. I mean, listen, you guys are young, but like there's no excuse for me to be part of this world.
By the way, I was just comparing this experience to the experience we had either at Globus, which is a regular mall, which was so much more pleasant,
So
or
pleasant.
JCPenney in New York, right? The same idea.
Oh, yeah.
All those experiences are so much more pleasant, cost nothing. The customer service people are all available.
Yeah.
Remember, Veer, when you wanted to buy that perfume, how available that lady was to answer
Yeah.
every question. And it's just, I just feel like that these upper end brands have just lost the plot and they're not keeping up with the world and how it's changing around technology, because this is what we are doing right now. It couldn't have been done to them 20 years ago, right? There's no way to expose them per se.
I'm so glad that social media has made it so that ordinary people and people that usually would never have a voice are able to shine light on
Yes.
these
It has
brands
given
that
power
are
back
like
to people.
so
By the way,
unapologetic.
social media is about to go on trial with Meta Capital.
Why is he smiling?
Why are you so excited about that, Dad?
I'm just saying, are you focusing that? It's a big deal.
I'm curious about it. I mean, I definitely think I do wonder sometimes if social media should only be allowed for adults. But what I was going to say is that one thing we were really torn about with this video was, do we release it? Only because we're such a positive environment. And she has had crazy things happen to her. I'll actually let Bridge tell a story that we've never told on the podcast before, but I think is very relevant to this show and also a testament to what it took for us to even post this video today. But essentially, what I learned from this experience is if you are abroad, you should not go places alone. You just shouldn't. And I have a tendency, especially in safer cities, to be like, oh, like, let me go for a little walk. Let me go into a new store. If my mom was alone in this Hermès store, which is considered the most highest luxury store, the safest neighborhood in the city, I don't know how long it would have taken her to get out. No one was giving us any information. We had to create so much of a fuss, even for them to call the firefighter 15 minutes in to breaking the door,
Zoya,
whatever that's
I have a
called.
question.
What?
Was the firefighter equipped with the equipment?
It took them a half an hour.
They wouldn't break the door down. Like, I just don't. My sister said 5 times.
No, but he was being given strict orders by the Hermès manager.
Yeah, to be fair, the
manage
firefighters were good.
Yeah, the
They were very
firefighters were great.
patient.
So good.
Yeah,
They
but-
weren't complaining.
And thank God for them.
No, we love
really.
our firefighters.
Because the Hermès team had no clue what they were doing.
No, but
No, they were detrimental. Them no clue. They were actively hurting the operation to get you out of that room.
Yes, yes. And the firefighters, by the way, which you described to me, when a firefighter comes into a situation, their job is to resolve conflict within minutes, right?
Yeah.
They're trained, if there's a fire, to put that fire out in 5 or less minutes. The fact that it took trained Berlin firefighters 25 minutes to handle a plywood thin door. The door was this thickness. you could actually feel it. It was a.
I was like, I could probably kick this down.
I know, right? I was thinking I was like, you could just kick this down.
You know?
Like, it's just insane.
We were trying to honestly, if it had not ended the way it did, we would have all moved on and been like, this was unfortunate, things happen.
We were to share the video, but I want to tell you,
But the way it ended, which story is he going to tell?
The Comedy Sellers.
I don't know if you want it to be told, the one about the woman outside the club.
You can tell.
We're coming to you with an urgent message. 52.8% of you are watching this podcast, this show, and have not subscribed. That means 1 in 2 people who are listening to this show right now have not hit that subscribe button. It's totally free to do, and it helps us grow the show so much. If you've enjoyed our episodes abroad, if you're enjoying our experimental takes, if you're enjoying how
we are not just sitting around on a table and doing mic blah blah blah. We are out there. We're spending money building episodes that compete with reality TV, and 95% of you have not subscribed. That is 95 out of 1 that have not subscribed. What you're waiting for? What you're waiting for? I want to know.
The almost statistician, but please subscribe. You can click subscribe right here on the episode, right below.
It is up.
It's below.
And it's somewhere on the page.
It's very clear where the button is. Please hit that button.
It is red.
Now back to the episode.
Is it red?
Hey, it's me, Bridge. I just wanted to stop you for 1 second to tell you about something fun. If you want the chance to get shouted out in a future episode, please text your name and 1 question you have to the number below, 855-608-1717. You can text or WhatsApp. It works fully international. Please let us know your name and 1 question. So we had a similar story, not similar story, we had a different scary story very early on in Mom's career, actually, when she was performing at the Comedy Cellar. So if you don't know what the Comedy Cellar is, it's one of the most, maybe the most famous arena in the entirety of the world, not arena, famous club in the entirety of the world where you can perform, and it's for a lot of comics to perform, and a lot of them, when they're reaching a point in their career where they're about to break out, just go there, which is like their launch pad to extreme fame and stardom like my mom went through. The way it works though is that the shows are very, very late and you have no option for when you want to do it, and it's in a very tight space. So there's no room to walk. There's no people out there watching over you. It's a little bit sketchy outside. It's safe inside, but a little sketchy outside. And the shows that Mom was doing, especially, she was grinding every night. She still is. She was then too. And her shows were like 11 p.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m.
And in the dead of winter. Where drunk New Yorkers are wandering McDougal Street.
Yes. And so dead of winter, that's a great point. Dead of winter, 1, 2 a.m. Just so you guys know, like as kids, we used to not see Mom until 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. It's like that is like having her home like 10 p.m. onward was considered a luxury because she was just working every night from those hours, Monday through Monday. And one of the nights...
And comedians don't get paid much for this either, by the way.
Yeah, yes. I mean, the Cellar pays more than any other club, but it's not a lot.
Yeah.
It's like 20, 40, 60 bucks.
Yeah. And so anyway, so she had finished one of her sets and she was waiting. She was going outside so that she can get an Uber and come back home around 1 or 2 a.m. So very early morning, dangerous hours, especially in New York City downtown, for you to be alone as a woman or as anybody, but definitely as a woman. And as soon as she walks out, there's this woman who was screaming. She was screaming. She was upset. She was angry. It seems like she was angry at her friend or a partner maybe, but she was very angry. And my mom walks out of the club. This woman sees her. It's the first person she probably sees or maybe associates with her friend, and smacks her. She actually used her hands and slaps Mom in the head, like actually slaps her in the head. And it was probably, do you want to explain how you felt in that moment?
I mean, I was shocked. She had a big bracelet, like a metal bracelet. So she slapped me and the whole bracelet hit the top of my head. And I was just shocked because I was like, is somebody attacking? You think, is somebody attacking? And my phone was in my hand because I was about to call the Uber. So I turned the camera on instinctually and captured a portion of her. I thought, oh, I should see who did this. And then before I could even do any more, she took her bag that had all this metal hardware and she swung the bag at my head.
God.
Oh my God.
I think what happened was that she was so drunk that she thought I was her friend. She didn't realize that I wasn't the woman she was fighting with. I was just some woman who happened to walk by. So she swung the whole thing at my head, and the video actually ended up capturing the swing and her hitting me. So I took 2 blows to my head that day, and I had at least 1.5 of it on video.
And this is after hours of work at 2 a.m. in New York City. Like, you don't know what's going to happen in this. You definitely were fearing for your life, and that there's no way not to. And by the way, alcohol does not excuse indecency. Like, if you are drunk or if you are somebody who drinks a lot, that does not excuse bad behavior, right? You don't get to just be mean to people because you're drunk. And I remember when she came home and told me, I was so furious. Like, I was like, I wish I was there so I could have at least like done something. I mean, in the moment I was younger, I was like, I wanted to just like destroy everybody in that scene and just tear the whole place down because I was so pissed off. Now as I'm older, I'm realizing like you can't just do that. But that's what I wanted to do then. And I was like, Mom, let's post this on Instagram. Let's get this everywhere. F this woman. She doesn't deserve anything. What she did was horrible. What she did was horrible, by the way. That I still agree with. But you didn't post it on Instagram. For some reason, you did not post it on Instagram, even though you knew that your supporters would support you in this moment. You would get love for it in this moment, and you would get some sort of form of validation for the fact that you had just went through an extremely traumatic experience. Why didn't you post it on Instagram?
I didn't want to blow up her life. She may have had a drunk moment. I was like, we're going to put her on blast. Her face, her behavior, she could lose her job. She could lose her home. She could lose a child if she had custody. Like, you know, people have complicated, like, I didn't believe that she was out to attack me.
You're making the
I believed that
differentiation
this was...
between an institution and a person.
Yes.
Because the seller didn't do anything wrong in this circumstance.
No.
He had left their property. So it's not comparable to saying that the seller was at fault for this violence.
Yeah, and in this case, in the case of Hermès, it's not like it was one Hermès person.
Yes.
Yeah.
The company has sanctioned this behavior.
Yes.
That's why they
Right.
all went silent.
Yes.
The brand has said, if something happens, everybody look away. Otherwise,
Right.
the humanity in one of them would have stood up and been like, we're so sorry, we're trying to help you. None of that happened because the brand has decided that as a brand, we are better served by acting like we're above it all.
Yeah. And just to connect this back to Didi's...
And people will come back and buy our Kellys anyway.
In fact, more people will come back.
More people will come
I
back.
know that. As we are making this video, I told you that we are feeding into that mythology. We are feeding into making them greater than they are. But yet...
By the way, their stock, I just looked it up, it's down a lot. They're not doing very well. not on this.
Finance, dad is financing.
But
Always.
just to
I'm
connect it
just
back to
saying
Didi's point...
that the stock price is the ultimate barometer of how well a company and their future-looking growth aspects are. They're not doing very well. So, you know, Chinese and Indians are their biggest customer. I looked that up as well on GPT. It's not the Americans. It's not the Europeans. Nobody's buying the $50,000 Kelly in America or in Europe. They're buying them in Shanghai. They're buying them in Mumbai. The Mumbai people are buying them in London, but it's the Indians that are buying it, right? And your best friend, as you know, is the biggest customer, Zarna. By making Indians and Chinese upset, they're not serving their cause. I'm promising you that.
That's actually a really good point. Is a Kelly a Birkin?
Kelly Crocodile.
Kelly is actually more expensive than the Birkin.
They're serious.
But yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's the Elise?
The Elise is cheaper. It's like, but I happen to like it because you can actually use it. The Kelly and the Birkin are impossible, as the joke was in the video. Impossible to open, impossible to close, just like their bathroom door.
Yeah, that was so smart.
No,
But something else that I
mean,
also
they
just so you
have
guys
good
know.
products, but there's a limit to where the utility of the product becomes, you know, subservient to the brand that you're essentially supporting.
Yeah. But Shalabh, you are a fan of big brands.
Yes.
You are a fan of fancy brands, right? What do you say about this? This is a branding thing. It's not
This
new.
is, guys,
I think to be
unacceptable.
very fair, I think Hermès is the most obnoxious. The most obnoxious. Even among the elite and hoity-toity, Hermès just thrives on this sort of abusive behavior and has built
Yeah,
itself.
I mean, the comparables are comparables to this Hermès pricing is Loro Piana. I've never had this
But
kind of
Loro
experience
Piana
there.
we've never had this kind of experience.
Never.
with them.
They are extremely kind, and you know, but they are Italian, right? I think there's a little bit of a distinction between Italian and French as well, right?
Okay.
The French can be this way, right? They're just very hoity-toity. I mean, in their minds, they're still living in the French Revolution time. You know, the world has moved on, but they're still, you know. Now, I again don't want to generalize all French people. They're beautiful women, for example.
Where are we going with this?
Okay.
Wait, Dad, can I ask you something? Because I was actually so curious about this when I first heard of this incident, when Didi told me. What was your reaction to hearing this?
I was beyond belief upset. First of all, I was scared. because she really is scared of claustrophobic small spaces, right? So I was wondering if she'll be able to do her show. She doesn't even get into elevators easily, right? So and I was worried that I said to Zoya that she should drop her show the next day and just take a few days off because she may not be in the right frame of mind to be able to do it.
The show is happening. We're not going to not do the show.
But also I was a little sad for Germany because,
What?
I was, because they're really good people, right? German people are extremely engineering-oriented people. And I was
they don't know
worried
how to
that
make a sliding
this
door.
will put them back. This will put the country back by multiple decades, and so I was scared for them. I was worried for Germany. Amongst all Europeans, they're my favorite country. I mean, I worked in German-speaking part of Switzerland. My boss was German. I really like German people, right?
Well,
So
I will tell you, Dad, when we walked out, there was one security guy who was really kind to us.
Aww.
And I said to him, he's the one who does the peace sign in the video, by the way. We have no problem with him. FYI.
He
Mom
was
also
nice,
left a comment. If you see that guy, we like him.
Yeah.
And he was silly, and he was the only person that stayed with us from beginning to end of this whole adventure. And at the end, he came out of the store. And he was the only one who dared to come out of the store. And he said, I am really sorry about what happened. And I said, your manager didn't even apologize to us. Like, that was so upsetting. And he said—
I'm telling you that your mom is right. Hermès must have instructed those employees that it must be in the employee handbook, I promise you.
But Dad, I'm saying that what he said to me, which is his direct quote, not mine, the reason he didn't say sorry is because he's a German man.
Whoa.
Really?
Yes, that's what he said. That's what he said.
But I want to talk about
sad. I mean, you sure it wasn't a language translation thing? Because I'm telling you, German people are the most—
I don't have any
kind-hearted
problem with
people.
German people. I have a lot of German friends. I think German culture is amazing. I'm telling you what he said. Did he not say that? I don't know what that meant.
No, we were shocked. We were waiting for the Uber because we were like, we just need to get out of here. And he was
And I
sweet
love their
enough.
autobahns and their driving. I just love
my
everything about Germany.
But I want to talk about brands.
So I want to go on record. Bridge, you asked me a question.
Yeah.
This is the Hermès thing, not a German thing.
Okay. Anyways, I want to talk about this entirety because you mentioned brands, and I want to talk about an experience I had when I got into an Ivy League institution as Cornell University. And this reminded me so much of getting into Cornell because, like she said, I'm sure in their employee handbook or however they're trained, it's like, you are now an Hermès in the Hermès sanctuary. You must belong to Hermès and treat people as if you are Hermès, right? And how that whole brand of being mean to people and you're better than them is. And I remember when I got into Cornell University, and this isn't a shade on Cornell, it's more shade on like the ideology that it seems to just have cultivated being in the Ivy League. And the first thing they tell you, you go into the auditorium and they're like, you are now part of the Ivy League, this prestigious university.
Okay, Bridge, can you stop right there? Let's not demonize Ivy League universities.
What?
We have more brand names.
Dad.
We have more brand names in our 5 people family than any other 5 people family out there, right? One after the other.
But can you let him finish his point, Dad?
No, but he was about to demonize Ivy League
I
universities.
am demonizing the Ivy League. I'm not demonizing the Ivy League. I'm fighting against the point that being in the Ivy League makes you a better human being than everybody else. And because—
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Dad, Didi isn't even in the Ivy League, technically.
I mean, it's better. It's above the Ivy League. Stanford is above the Ivy League.
Yeah, but okay, just to finish, they do tell you very early on, you're in the Ivy League now, you represent the Ivy League, so you must be always thinking about Ivy League principles before you do anything in life. And that should dictate your actions. And they're like—
And it should.
Let him get his point out,
So Dad went to the Ivy League as well, so I guess that's why he's also—
Yes, and I've been to, like Didi, better than Ivy League, which is IIT, right?
Oh.
Stanford and IIT are above the
But
Ivy
you know
League.
what? Dad's reaction is why these brands persist. Because the brands persist
insane.
as long as people continue to buy into them.
It's insane.
As long as there's
So true.
people that believe
That's
that there's
true.
social status associated with the brand will continue to own its power and
It's
be
like
able to treat
Apple,
people.
right? I don't want to bring up Apple, but this is exactly like Apple.
Why do you always
The
hate
bra-
on Apple? There are other phones. You'd buy a Samsung phone if you don't like Apple. No. First of all, I will tell you that this generation, Veer's generation,
And mine.
and your— Not the same.
No, we're
all Gen Z.
All me.
All three of them are Gen Z.
Are in the same
Yes.
But
Jay, Mud.
No, get out. Sit down. No, I'm not touching any of you guys.
Veer's generation has made a move for sure. They are responsible. Like the Ivy
It's
Leagues
so
today
true.
are not what they used to be.
Yes.
They do not attract the quality of student they used to. Now they mostly are a pileup of rich pappus. And like if
What's
they're
a
lucky,
pappu?
like rich
love that
kids who've
word.
never done anything and can't do anything.
It's a
and
Hindi word.
Have no life skills. They're just children of rich people. And then they get a handful of real kids like you guys who've actually done something to get in. But for the most part, and even though you guys will have you have a degree, you will have a degree.
Hopefully.
I'm not deluded enough today to think that Ivy League today was what it was 15, 20 years
Maybe
ago.
that's
Even
also
15,
true of
20
Hermès,
years ago,
too.
it doesn't make you like.
It didn't, but at
it's
the time, but Bridge, there was a time where you actually had to do real things to get in.
That's-
Guys, we
Now
have to cut
it's
this
like
down, okay?
money
5 more
can buy
minutes.
so much access that it's totally meaningless and like the frou-frou degrees also that they've created. All it's utter nonsense. We know people who were enrolled at Stanford and were in New York as study abroad. Only Stanford University can come up with that logic.
But what do we do
Okay, can we not
moving
demonize
forward?
Stanford
Somebody
and Cornell,
inform
please?
Stanford. New York City is still in America.
Okay. Dad is he's so upset. You guys.
Wait, I didn't
made
even
him
think
so
about that. That is
upset.
not study abroad.
Oh yeah,
That's
I didn't
study
think about that either.
Study
Study
abroad.
domestic. Wait, yeah, I actually did. That's actually so true.
Guys, how do we move forward? How do you want to move forward?
I will tell you that I feel like today I had a bad breakup with a bad boyfriend. Like I've also bought into the mythology of Hermès. I have worn their bags. I have bought their bags. They're ready to wear all the things. And today, something like life teaches you. And sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to learn. And I feel like today I just got turned. I was like, you know what? I just don't need this.
Yeah.
I don't need this. And if anybody doesn't want to align with me because I don't have that shit, that's okay. That's their decision.
But one thing
I
I'm
feel
curious
like
about
it's not
is
enough, though. It's not enough because someone in Hermes in a senior officer position is sitting there watching this and going, fine, go away.
Right? I agree with you. I don't think...
So there should be a little more. There should be some other...
No.
I'm saying that there should be some other, thing that should happen.
but she's not seeking vengeance. She's not
I'm not saying
seeking-
vengeance. I'm not talking about vengeance because based on the examples you guys cited, she's not the first one going through this, right? I feel like there should be a accountability because social responsibility for companies is an important thing. It's not like they can exist in this vacuum and be like, I don't care. We don't care. We can, like, for the same way that they would not impact an environment, they would not cut trees. And, there is responsibility that these companies have that they have to deal with.
Okay, I mean, that's on them. The story is out there.
Also-
Millions of people are going to see it. Whatever they feel. But I'm not going to waste my life or my time
Also, can I say one more thing?
chasing all this. Yeah.
Just one more thing. Just so you guys know, like 2 years ago, these Chinese factories are very upset in America because we were like tariffing and, a bunch of political stuff was happening. And the Chinese factories release all these files that you should check out, literally exposing each and every designer company for
Yeah.
using cheap materials for all of their products.
Yeah.
And it came out, there was this huge scandal because you would assume that your Kelly freaking Birkin bag that's $50,000+ is built with the most pristine
No.
quality of human existence.
I've also been trying to explain this because Dad's deodorant got a 2 on Yuka.
but
He
they're not.
continues to use
They're
it.
using the same quality that companies that I love.
Which,
like
by the way, is
Uniqlo
an
are.
Hermès deodorant. I just realized.
Oh, okay.
That's a
I think you were banning Hermès all of
Oh, it was an Hermès deodorant, yeah.
So
I am
I have
gonna
been
move on from
so
that deodorant. I'm not
anti-designer
gonna use
for
another
so
one.
long, just on the fact that I cannot stand this culture. I literally, like, they lie about their clothing and make it seem like it's the most pristine quality when it's not. You can literally check the files from these factories. They literally do the exact same thing that companies like Uniqlo or Banana Republic do, except charge 150 times the price. So I'm so glad you had this breakup. I'm glad you're getting this guy out of your
Yeah.
life. He's never going to be good enough for you.
I agree.
Can I share
By
one
the way,
thing
just
I
to the
learned?
audience
Yeah.
too, this is not about the divorce thing. This is Hermes.
Oh
This guy.
gosh.
God.
Dad, don't worry. We're excited to record part 2 of the divorce episode with you and just the kids. But I wanted to share one thing. When we were on the other side of the room and we were causing a fuss and we were being really direct, the only feeling I had was I wish I had done more. I wish I had been more fussy earlier on. There's obviously a balance. If you're too much, you can get yourself in a dangerous position. But there was a moment where this towering 6'5" manager made me feel like he knew what was going on and he had control over the situation, and he had none. And so if your instinct is telling you something is extremely wrong and you need to take matters into your own hands, I guess this was a lesson for me that in an emergency situation, it's a free-for-all. You've got to figure it out.
Did you feel threatened at any time?
See, this note is also slightly a race issue. Not a racism issue, but a race issue, because brown women are traditionally taught to minimize themselves. Be the peacemaker. Whatever it is, resolve it. I'm guilty of it. I'm the ultimate people pleaser everywhere I go. I do believe that if this was another race, the women on both sides would have come out swinging and be like,
yes,
open the freaking door.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
But we are like, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's been an hour.
No, in the video, you can hear me and the producers literally saying, please. Thank you so much. Please. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'm like, why are we so apologetic?
There's this TV show me and Baya watched and that we both really enjoyed. And the point of the show, one of the cornerstones of the show is they're always saying it's this young kid and he's being introduced into the drug world, the drug lord, drug boss world, and the lords are basically telling him, you have to take up space.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's it. Like, always swing your arms around, like, take up space, because you're not, you have to demand what you really want, otherwise you won't be given it.
But it's so antithetical to being a brown person, and especially a brown woman. It is so, like, I heard the same thing. No, I do, but I still have to learn.
Yeah. No, I would say that
I heard the video of you guys were like, thank you. They did nothing.
Yeah. Why are we saying thank you?
They literally did nothing.
We kept saying
pushing and pulling the door in the same direction. Nothing was happening. And these guys were trying so hard to be like, oh, thank you for showing up and standing here with us.
But you also don't get the same level, it's not a racism thing, I agree, but it is a race thing in many ways, because if you are a tall white guy, they feel comfortable pushing you. They feel, even in sports, like, and when I play basketball, right, I'm shorter, I'm 5'8", and I'm Indian. When I go play pickup basketball and I'm competing against kids that are 6', 6'2", the level of respect that we're showed, that's not a race thing, that's like more of a physicality thing.
Yeah.
The level of respect that they're shown versus what I'm shown, like what I have to do to like prove myself compared to them, it's a completely different ball. Like, I guarantee you, if you guys are men and you guys are older, bigger or taller, that situation would have been 100%
And another thing he kept saying
to be fair, Bridge, men are more of a leader and deserve the kind of, extra respect and so on. I mean, I don't know, but that's sort of how I would align.
Dad, 3 women and Mom, 4 women solved this situation from end to end, and there was no man involved, really. Except for a firefighter who literally, I could have broken that door faster than him.
In the end, brought a hammer.
He was so sweet. The firefighter I have no problem with, but I actually think if you had given the 3 of us one of those instruments, we would have figured the situation out
quickly. Forget the instrument, you would have kicked it down.
The last thing I wanted to say on the point of being assertive in a situation like this is the man repeatedly also told me to go into the living room and drink some water, and that he was going to figure it out and let him do his job. The 3 of us, me, Samama, our producer, Miley, our head of content, did not budge because we were like, we're not leaving until our boss gets out of this room. That's ridiculous. Yeah. But if somebody is prescribing you also advice on to leave and you don't want to leave, you can just say no. And I'm so glad that we did, because if we hadn't, I would have been really worried.
He was just being dismissive.
But he said multiple
being patronizing
times to leave.
Said, oh, what do you women know? Let us do our job. Well, he didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And he was just trying to get rid of you guys.
Ridiculous.
I mean, the behavior was just, but I feel like I needed this intervention in my life. I have been very much part of the problem of building these brands up. And now, maybe this has left my system. Sometimes you need to hit that rock bottom to get it out. And I'm happy to say I'm out of it. I'm done. I'm over Hermès. You can keep your bags. To everybody, and no shade to anybody who wants to buy them, sees value in them. Go enjoy it. I'm not out to try to change anybody's mind or life on this. I'm too old to waste my time doing all that. Go enjoy doing it. But for those of you who are on the fence, for those of you who are struggling with these types of feelings, this episode is for you. We hope that you enjoyed it. And as we end every episode with a round of good grades with Garg, so too we will end this episode with a round of good grades where each Garg gives another Garg an A grade for the winning moment of the episode. Who wants to go first?
I mean, in this situation, my good grade has to go to you, Beta, for keeping... Your mother was a victim. She could not have done anything from inside. Things were in your control. You took control of the situation. You're in a foreign country, don't speak the language. 6'5" man, so it may have been intimidating. You kept your cool and kept pushing through, prodding through. I know it feels like a lot. It took an hour and a half, but what if it was 3 hours, right? So you did take care of the situation, took control of the situation. So the good grade has to go to you and your producer for having the mindset to record the whole thing for evidence.
Yeah.
Because if you told the same story just verbally and did not have the evidence, it would not hit as hard than if you had the evidence.
People
Which you
won't
did.
No, they wouldn't believe
They would
it.
be like,
Would
she's
not believe it.
exaggerating. That wasn't how long it took. The firefighter didn't show up. It would have
Also,
been, yeah.
We didn't even mention the fact that everyone in that store, like on our team, has not had sleep for like 24 hours straight. Like we just had gotten off an airplane, like straight at 4 a.m. Like
From
we
our
woke up at
Amsterdam
2 a.m. to pack all the bags and get them in the car. Like nobody had slept either. So this was all dealt with negative sleep.
Why were you guys going to Hermès without taking a nap?
She wanted to go for a walk. That was not her fault.
We kind of decided, let's
Yeah.
go for a walk and see what's out there.
It was probably a nice street of Berlin.
Yes,
Probably
that's
the
what
story-
she was thinking. I'm going to give my A grade to our producer, Samama, and our head of content, Miley. Samama had the foresight to be recording from various angles. Miley, at the same time, was recording from other angles. We stitched together this story so that you guys could see the video in the heat of the moment as we were experiencing it. And we're now recording an episode right after so that you're getting our authentic reactions, and it wouldn't have been possible without the two of them. I was freaking out. Dad doesn't know. I just basically gave him the high level, but if it weren't for the two of them, I would have actually banged down the door myself and maybe have been exiled from Germany forever.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna give my A grade to Mom. I think that always in these drastic situations, she has a tendency to be able to stay calm better than anyone I know. And we also ran into like a similar issue as this in some big retail store, and she stayed calm the whole time, figured it out. And it's so much easier when you're the person kind of leading the charge with your group of solving these issues. It's easy for the people next to you to be like, stay calm, stay calm. But when you're actually speaking to them and getting minimized by the workers, it's so much harder than it seems. It's much easier said than done. So I'm going to give my A grade to you for staying calm and making it a lighter situation.
I mean, I definitely wanted to give my A grade to like Didi, Samama, and Miley as well. But man, Dad is just so funny. How
does Dad get the A grade?
He is just so funny, and he's such a star on this podcast. It's unbelievable how entertaining he is. I literally cannot. I mean, if you go through this episode, I'm dying laughing from the comments he made. He goes in these wild tangents that have nothing to do with anything. It's just hilarious.
He had to defend the whole country.
Like, where did that even come from? And then somebody's talking about attractive German women. Like, where does this come from? 100%. Unfortunately, but also so amazingly, Dad gets my A grade.
Oh, great. Oh, great. He gets an A grade when he dials in on Zoom.
Which, that you just diminished what he did. He also was able to get on this podcast, zooming in from America on 5 minutes notice to make sure he was here, present, and energetic, which also I forgot about that actually. He gets my double A grade. My first ever double A grade of super A. I'm calling him my super A grade.
Yeah, I was falsely imprisoned and scared and kept a cool head but no, please. He was on Zoom.
He gets my super A grade. It's my first time ever issuing it.
Yeah, just please.
A super A grade.
Create a new alphabet for it while you're at it. I give my A grade to Zoya and to my team, all three of the girls. I knew because they were there that I was going to be okay. I knew it.
That's so sweet.
I knew because they were not going to leave. We are a very close, tight team. And had I been alone, I would have freaked out and lost my mind, and they wouldn't have cared. Honestly, with their attitude, I could have just died there, and they did not care.
Yeah,
I'm not even
genuinely.
exaggerating. Nobody asked even once, "Are you okay?" Not one person asked.
time.
So, but because the 3 girls were on the other side, I knew I was going to be okay, and I was able to keep my calm. And I'm just so happy that this is the team that works together. This is my team. This is our team. I think it was a proud moment for all of us because we came together and we did not create a scene there. We did not, we were most respectful, even though we were all upset. We did not lose our cool. We did not start screaming. We did not start yelling. We captured authentic moments. We're presenting it to you so you can make up your own mind.
Hours later, like
Hours
literally
later.
minutes
we
later.
We cooled down. We had a drink. I had a drink with Miley. And we were like, you know what? Let the people decide. We are not out there trolling anybody. We're not threatening lawsuits. We're not doing any of that. We're telling you in real time, here is the documentation of what happened. You decide what you think. And for that, I'm very proud. And we love bringing real moments to you. We were so tired, but we decided to film this raw while our emotions and our memory is still intact. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We want to hear about your experiences in these types of situations. Please like, share, and subscribe to this episode. Share it with your friends. Let's see what they think. Bring more people into our world. Please hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. It helps us. It helps us grow. It helps us bring you more episodes. And until we meet again, everybody say bye.